Hello, Orchard Ridge gang. I've got something here that I've had for years, and I think a lot of former students that went there might get a kick out of this. I'm sure they're going to relate to some of the names on here. I think this was like circa 1968, but some of you can correct me on this. I think this is the last year the class of 71 at Memorial went to Orchard Ridge, but I could be wrong. So, because I just can't recall. But I made this at Industrial Arts, kind of threw it together at the last minute in Mr. Nelson's class, and I don't know why I did it. I just thought it'd be kind of fun. It was called, affectionately known as the Board of Education, and I went around and got some signatures. So I'm going to actually film these for you to see, and hope this turns out okay. I'm going to put it on close-up here. This one's Sharon Fisher. And there's Moose, and I'm going to ask to identify who Moose is. I know who he is. I'll give you a hint. He had a twin sister. That's a pretty good hint. And let's see here. Mary Doring, right there. And there's Guy Gibson. And Debbie Peterson. Where are these people now? Cliff Felland and Sue Thomas. I remember she was kind of cute. And there's Rich Mueller, and he went on to own a pretty well-known restaurant in Madison. I kicked his butt in tetherball all the time, though. Karen Padley, she was in quite a few of my classes from 4th grade on. And Mike Krieger. Mike was a good trumpet player. And Danny Orloff, he lived over with Scott Stokes and Linda Paulson and Jenny Camp, and in that neighborhood, right kind of across from where I lived on the bottom of Gilbert Road. There's Sue Elmer. And Harry Garnett. He lived right behind me. He used to run to school every day for lunch, run home every day. He could run a lot faster than me. My lunch was shorter than his. And then there's Kevin McGinnis. I think it was McGinnis. And I'm not sure if I got Mike Doolin down here already. I remember him. And there's Vicki Pierstorff. Victoria Jane Pierstorff. VJP. And that's me. Fred Vall. So anyway, that's the one side. Now here comes the what I think is the good stuff. Not one of my personal favorite teachers. I got into it with this guy all the time, Mr. Renstrand. I didn't like him, but I know a lot of people did. Mrs. Nielsen, she was a 6th grade teacher. And Mrs. Marshall, I remember her. I think her name was Penny. She was a nice looking girl. At least I thought so. There's my all-time favorite teacher. God bless him. Billy Olson. I don't think a lot of people know that Bill was raised by Bill and John Olson, the coach at Memorial, were raised by Boomer Harris. They came out of Central High School and coached at Memorial. I think this is Mrs. Piercy, if I remember right. But again, I'm up for correction on all this. Here's Mr. Nelson, and I know a lot of people's favorite, one of mine too, is Mr. Sinetti. And then we've had to have someone to clean up after us. There's Gordon Mott, janitor, if I remember right, and Mr. Fox. They were probably together when I walked in on them. Okay, there's Mrs. Gruber. I can't remember if she was a music teacher. I think she was. And last but not least, Mr. Fortune. Remember he was real tall. I didn't get everybody, but there's a few, and this might bring back some memories. I hope you guys like it.